When they added the Shroud, I definitely thought, like, okay, that is an item designed for Bristleback, like, straight up.
Yeah.
But Unknown, they are definitely building well around the Bristle. Hey, we're going to take 2 heroes that happen to have breaks and are also pretty damn good. Like, I feel like Hoodwink stock has been rising a lot throughout this qualifier. Really looks good, does a lot of damage in a lot of these drafts as position 4.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a curveball, this opener, right, from Unknown, because we've seen them in 5 out of their last 10 games pick Hoodwink first phase. They just straight out pick Hoodwink, then they go into their off lane the majority of the time with, like, DK, Darkseer, Tidehunter. So they're changing that opener, and they're still covering the Bristleback super hard, like you're saying. I was expecting maybe a Hoodwink ban, but picking it just as good when you have Widge, right? Such a good Hoodwink player.
And it's also that, like I said, team fighting burst damage support, right? It has disables and the burst damage available too. It's not only as a break, but it provides a lot of different things. Plus, very, very hard hero to kill in the team in the engagements. It's just constantly around trees, playing like a screen away. And right now, the Nyx Assassin, he's got his work cut off for him. He's gonna have to mana burn heroes. He needs to like spike Carapace's Hoodwink, trying to catch him too. But I like the apparition pick. It gives you a lot of burst damage, and that's something that Infinity were lacking. Oh, that's another hero with the passive that gets broken.
Yeah, but also the fact that I feel like Infinity would have wanted to pick Spectre themselves here. With Global Presence, having Spectre to haunt with Nyx and AA combo, and they love having it on Burner. I was going to start talking about Spectre for Infinity, but in Unknown, just a step ahead in the draft.
You know what? We're on the same wavelength here, Gary, and it goes back to my first point I made. This is like a mirror matchup right here. Yeah. These two are literally the same exact teams almost playing against each other in terms of the strategies that they have, the heroes that they want to draft. There's not a lot of different heroes. Everything is just contested. It's a matter of who gets what first.
It looks great.
And one of the greatest things I feel like is Unknown still keep the Viper flex, right? If it's mid Bristle, 1 Spectre, 4 Hoodwink, Viper is either 3 or 5, and you're not going to see that until the very end of the draft.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I don't see any issue why he couldn't be 5 here. I think it's pretty close to a 50-50. Unknown will have 10th pick, so they'll get to react. There's one of those stunning carries, though, to pair with the Ancient Apparition. We've gone over that list a number of times. The CK pretty high among them, but also the Sven. And pretty nice options against Spectre, I guess. He does have pretty solid timings, right? We've seen Sven do really well fighting around these early iting timings. The Echo Saber, the SNY, what have you. A couple of those Mask of Madnesses popped in, but that might have been just to counteract the Venomancer in that one game. I do like this, though. I think Sven is one of the better choices that they could have made here.
Yeah. It's still hard against the heroes of Unknown because, you know, you got a bunch of slows, ways that you can kite the Sven. But if you just farm towards that 4 or 5 items and you just try to 2-shot heroes, then I can see Infinity's lineup being a lot better. Plus, you got the Alacrity on top of that. And if you look at Unknown's draft, they have no disables. I know Hoodwink, he's got that Bushwhack, but I don't consider that as a stun. Like, it sometimes misses in the fights. You can watch a lot of these Hoodwink players in the fights. It's so hard to actually land the combo if the heroes are like running back and forth.
But Theban, Bristle's going to buy an Abyssal Blade. Viper's going to get an Atos. Does that help at all?
I don't know, man.
Nah, I don't think they're going to get any of those items in the end because this Viper most likely will be the position 5, I assume.
Yeah, right.
It's really hard to... I mean, it's good against a Sven, but you need to find a 4 that can provide all the disables in your lineup, essentially. And Bristle Abyssal is like... I guess it's so bad now, right? Without the cast range. So sad.
Yeah, that's
and especially Viper into Sven AA lane. If that's a 3 Viper, he just dies over and over again in that lane, right? No matter... I mean, it would be Viper Hoodwink lane as your 3 and 4. And it doesn't feel like that could stand up against the...
No, I think you just have the Hoodwink in the safe lane, and then you pick like a 4 that can cover your Viper. Like a Clock or something like that. And you just like clog up the Sven. You drop the poison and just try to kill him with it. And you can see they're banning out the Mars, you know, a 3, but also could be the 2. But I don't think they're thinking like, oh, it's going to be a 3 Bristleback at all. It's like pretty much guaranteed to be the mid laner there. It's hard. I think Unknown's lineup is like really hard to round out here.
Infinity, it's weird because I do like their draft from the like break and passive perspective, but ooh, that is a dirty last pick for Infinity. This is
no stuns.
Gary,
this is really big.
Saying no stuns.
Get your black hole Voice
I'm ready.
Oh,
Because there's gonna be some really long black holes in this
All right.
game. Okay, Puck.
snap pick onto Puck. I think that's okay. A very good meta hero.
So it is off lane
So they move the Bristle.
Bristol.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right,
so
so-
Puck mid, and then obviously Angel will take the Spectre, and it is the position 5 Viper.
Oh man.
And on the other side, pretty
PP's got the,
straightforward. Yeah, PP Invoker.
Dark Artistry, Child Invoker already.
Nice.
Uh.
I mean, that is like his hero. PP and Invoker. It's a pretty iconic duo. But the Arzen Enigma. Wow. I think I've got to favor Infinity in game 1, guys. I mean, you spelled it out. The lack of stuns, this amazing last pick Enigma. I think Infinity just have better mid-game team fight. Even if Unknown do pretty well in the lanes, if it's a pretty scrappy early game, I think Infinity will be able to just edge out more as the game continues.
Yeah, I feel like in an even matchup, like Theban mentioned, it's a mirror match between these two teams stylistically, and knowing that in
Give him the 3-0 curse right here.
Full curse.
Listen, Unknown need that. Unknown need every little bit of cursing they can get.
We'll see how they can do with the lack of stuns. I'm really excited to see this one play out. This is what we play for here in the TI qualifiers. The stakes really couldn't be much higher. Lower bracket finals. Winner of this one, this whole series, that is, best of 5 awaiting with SG already seated there in the grand finals. So still a tough road ahead, but it starts here. Game number 1, Gary, Theban, you guys know what to do.
Yeah, we sure do. And away we go with a smoke already from Infinity to move a little bit faster across the map and get themselves some early vision down there in the mid lane for PP. Gonna spot out across that river in towards mid. Now, Theban, you were talking about this Sven and getting to those items, being able to spam.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
hang on a second. Widge, he's popped the smoke. They're waiting on the
They're
high
baiting.
ground. Infinity
They're
move
baiting.
in.
They got 4 heroes too.
Stormhammer's ready. Poison attacks come out.
Ooh,
Oh,
nice
the
bushwhack.
3-man bushwhack comes through. An Angel runs forward onto Burner, but they've got the Impale. Pamplona's Nick's going to now body block up the Spectre, make sure that the Sven will be safe. Can they follow through? There's another bushwhack in 2 seconds. Burner might still be in trouble. Can they get it onto the trees? Widge, he tries it, drags him in. Straight towards the Sven. Burner pops his stick, though. Had some charges up, and he's behind his tier 1.
Okay, that's a lot of information for Infinity. I mean, they lost so much HP on the Sven. Is he going to go all the way back to base, heal up, and TP? Probably. They will still be able to get 2 for 2 runes here, Gary. So, not too much lost apart from Burna's 100 gold teleport scroll.
Yeah, not too bad in the end. But yeah, the matchup between Sven and Spectre, you were saying that Sven is able to kind of accelerate much faster, play that speed game. I was, I don't know, a little bit worried the first 3-4 picks of the draft. But now you've got all 5 heroes together. There's so much damage there from Infinity that they can actually take mid-game fights.
Yeah, they can.
Even into that Bristle and Puck.
It just feels they have a more solid lineup, right? But well-rounded. Unknown, though, they do have the potential to be able to just dominate lanes. I think mid lane is quite favored for the Puck. He should be able to edge out just a few more lasses than PP. But PP, you know, he's an extremely experienced Invoker player, as you can see. Master tier. It's always a pleasure to watch him play this hero.
Absolutely is, and it looks like Infinity just completely leaving Enigma alone, something we've seen historically happen, and tri-laning down bottom. So AA with the Nyx and the Sven, lots of stuns there. Is Bristleback a hero that can get shut down earlier and ruin his mid-game?
If you can get kills on him when he's level 1, level 2, especially level 1 when he doesn't have that Bristleback up, it's so nice. But you're going to have to wait. You have to be very patient. He's going to have to walk into the Sven. Sven uses the stun. You don't want your Sven to run past the creeps to kill this Bristle because he's going to lose way too many assets. I think what they're doing right now is good.
Oh, they've seen him. Pamplona spent about a minute there just hiding in the trees, playing the fog. But the Dar Observer will seize Pamplona, and missing the Bushwhack on the Sexy Yogi though, and the Stormhammer opens up for them. Chilling Touch and the Nyx Impale, they're looking for the catch on to Bristleback, and they've got the damage to take him down here, it looks like. A few more hits, even through the Fairy Fire. Burner gets the first blood. Some revenge after that early aggression.
Yeah, and that's probably the hero that you did not want to give first blood to. The Sven apparition, Nyx, you could live with that. But now the Sven's going to have a very early phase boost or a Morbid Mask. It's going to allow him to sustain against his Bristol quite easily.
Seems pretty sad for the Enigma, though. Arzen's been forced
Yeah,
out of
he is
lane
very
several
sad.
times. He TP'd back to tier 1 at the very beginning of the game, and he was trying to stack camps, but Prada's here, blocking it up, chasing him around, while, of course, that Spectre is completely free farming top.
Yeah, as much free farm as he can get, right? Because every creep wave, there is a range creep being denied out. That's why Angel's Last is only at 10 right now. But Arzen, he's going to be able to catch back up. That's what Enigma does. He waits for the pressure from his allies, and then he tries to push in the lanes himself when Unknown, the enemy team, decides to leave the Enigma's lane. So now that the Nyx is top lane, plus has given the Sven a pretty good time bottom as of right now, I think Infinity are going to be happy with this early game.
Yeah, just settle things down a little bit more naturally. What kind of build do we expect from this Enigma? Because I see 2 nulls, which we've come to kind of accept as the initial starting point. But is it like Arcanes into Blink? Do we look at Greaves or Hand of Midas, which, you know, Tarvo likes to pick up?
Yeah, I think in this kind of game, when you have Sven Invoker and you're playing more for that mid game, maybe the Midas is a good option. But when I look at Spectre, I love the Greaves build. Ooh, that Bristol. And there it is. You know, that starting with that first death, that Bristol back is already very vulnerable down here. Sven's got so many stats already. Magic Wand, Belt, plenty of damage.
Yeah, level 2 Stormhammer as well. What's the build on Sexy Yogi there? Holding a point, 101 currently. Let's see if they go here for Widge. Mango popped and the Cold Feet's on him. Hoodwink down bottom, chased into the trees. The Cold Feet does get escaped. Hoodwink seems fine for now, and even an opportunity to turn around onto Sexy Yogi. That Bushwhack into Goo and Quill Spray. Some retribution there for Unknown.
So now I know why Sacred died, because he doesn't even have a single point in his Bristleback. He went for the Goo instead. For that kill potential. And this is what I don't like. You know, you go off lane, you don't get as much XP because you got another hero with you. Just get the Bristle back. You know, become tankier, become harder to kill. That's what the hero is all about. Not to go to the off lane and kill heroes when you're level 2 or level 3.
Pamplona, very sneaky. Courier sniping that top jungle.
Is that his second courier he killed? I think
I'm
I saw
not
a courier
sure.
earlier. Okay.
You might be right.
Yeah, he got one in the river.
sounds like
Okay. Courier assassin.
Playing kind of behind the jungle, out of the lane. So giving Enigma a lot more of that experience. As they do get some stuns
nice
onto
stun.
Prada. The 2-man impale, really nice inside the Midnight Pulse. And with those
Wow.
Eidolons going, they'll kill off the
Okay.
Viper.
I don't even know how that hit both of them. You look like it was gonna
blinked and-
miss both.
Yeah. I don't know. I blinked and all of a sudden 2 heroes were stunned right in front of my eyes.
Yep.
Sexy Yogi and Sacred having a bit of a scrap down in that bottom jungle. Bristleback with some... Oh, top lane again. Man, Pamplona is really getting up in the faces of Unknown here. The Eidolons are chasing. Carapace is ready. Can we get onto this Spectre with a Carapace? We can. Another stun with the stick charges. It's looking like he'll line
Got
it
him.
up and get the kill. Pamplona does it yet again. Trades his life, but it's all worthwhile.
Absolutely huge. If the Viper was coming in with the healing salve to heal up the Spectre, everything would have been for nothing, but they do get the kill, get the XP, and Arzen, he's almost level 5 now. He's feeling like a god in this lane at this moment.
So that snowballing, that lane domination that could have come from Unknown has been neutered, completely shut down by
Yeah.
Infinity. And this is before we see the rotations of PP's Invoker, and we know what he can do when he gets into the side lanes.
Oh, top, Enigma. The level 2 poison attack, a little too much for him to
And down
handle.
to that bottom river as well. Puck with the Hoodwink, getting towards Sexy Yogi. They'll take him down as Arzen finds Prada top. A quick coil there onto PP as well. Just holding the Invoker away, as it looked like Pamplona wanted to connect into the mid lane.
Yeah, it was the Eidolons who also killed off the Viper top as he was trying to escape. There is a catapult mid right now. Puck's coil is on cooldown. He's just looking to get rid of that potential pressure here. Meanwhile, bottom Burna with the God Strength, trying to go on to Sacred, who is level 5.5. Sacred's not doing too bad considering he's died twice in the early game here.
Yeah, not doing too poorly. What, 27 CS, net worth starting to build up a little bit. Does have some ancient stacks, which I don't know,
Two,
it could be
yeah.
for him, but I guess for the Spectre as well with Blade Mail, right?
That the Blade Mail Rush will allow the Spectre to be able to just go into the jungle and farm as soon as he feels that the lane is a little too difficult. Enigma with the level 6. Yeah, it looks like he's going for Arcane Boots, Blink, BKB. That is also one of the builds. I do like the mech build, though, against Spectre. I feel like Spectre lacks a lot of damage. It's going to be a little easy pick on this Viper. Yeah, I feel like Spectre lacks a lot of damage and needs, like... And if you go, like, the mech pipe build, you could actually counter both the Puck and the Spectre with one hero. And you're not so reliant on the Black Hole then.
BP spots out Widge's Hoodwink. The Bushwhack drags him back, but a double kill there for Pamplona as he swings down from that top lane after killing the Viper. And this is such early movement coming out from Infinity as they haunt down to bottom. Burner chased by
That's a
the
pick.
Punker Spectre.
That's like the best kill you could have got with that Spectre level 6 right there. Too many goos onto the Sven, especially with the God Strength on cooldown. And the War Cry already going off too. And now the Spectre can just kind of sit down here. Middle, Robo Z. He's fine.
Yeah, has an orb, even with the coil ready and that tornado missing. Means the puck is safe and sound. So with a Sven dying down bottom, does he return bot? Okay, the question answered already. Never mind. Yeah, he goes to triangle.
It's time to jungle. If you go down there, then Unknown would just literally smoke and bring every single hero to bottom lane, knowing that the Burna Sven cannot leave. And there's a nice big stack here from the big camp. Sven's gonna get that, but nothing on the Ancients though, sadly.
They're trying to deal with this Enigma top at the same time, but look at who's here reacting to Sacred's move already, and they've just black hole the Bristleback.
No
Straight
hesitation.
out onto Sacred. Viper's arriving with a Nether Toxin, but he can't come in and fight this. So the push should continue onto that tier 1 tower as soon as that next creep wave comes in.
Infinity, they are doing so much work right now, especially PP. All his movement so far between the top and the mid lane has been very fluid, and it doesn't really feel like Unknown have any plays of their own. They're constantly waiting on the Spectre Haunt to be back up.
Yeah.
To actually do something. Look at Robo Z. He's trying to buy a Witchblade, and he's very far behind. Still
Yeah,
like
that
another
point you make,
1,000 something gold.
it plays into that idea of the mech or the pipe that's sustained, right? Because it's not just now that they're waiting for the haunt, but it's going to be a common thread through the game where you're waiting for Pankas to be ready to join these battles. And that top tower going to close in on that northern jungle means he's going to have limited space to farm. Scurrying into the trees, Widge. Yeah, finds a little hidey hole.
Hidey
Not
hole.
spotted out by the Enigma.
I love it when you say that. Oh, the other day, what did you call the satyr? The Purge Creep?
Little bastard? Wanker?
No. You
Annoying
called him
little...
the little white shitter or something.
I can't remember. I know I insulted it, but I don't know. What's it actually called? Is it Mind Stealer? Oh, hello, bottom lane. That's another kill on the Bristleback. Sacred 0-4 now.
Yeah. So
I genuinely can't remember. I insulted the little white Santa,
you
though.
did, and I couldn't stop laughing when I heard you say that. It was on the panel yesterday. It was just so
Banisher.
funny.
It's called a Banisher. Oh, the Mind Stealer is the blue one, and then the Tormentor is the bigger one. Prada in that triangle gone. I mean, Dire are trying to ward defensively and protect this Spectre while she does farm Ancients. But again, Infinity just able to press forward. The Nyx Assassin plays in there. AA has hit level 6 now,
Angel.
so he can sit just a little bit
He's
behind.
doing the Ancients. But there's 3
He's
heroes
so
right in front of his
low.
face.
Oh, Sacred's going to sacrifice himself for the Spectre, it looks like. I mean, Sexy Yogi just launches out the Ice Blast, and Burner with that Stormhammer, God's Strength, Echo Saber, double taps into Widge, killing off Sacred, PP's in the back, and a 3-man coil just trying to hold away Infinity. The onslaught comes.
Goodness.
Spectre
They have
did
a
clear
haunt
the
already.
majority of the stack, but yeah.
They're not going to be able to do anything. Imagine using a defensive coil like that, just so they will not be able to chase a Spectre. That feels so bad. And Bristleback having to TP in just so that the Spectre could actually finish that Ancient stack off, and dying again. 0, 5, and 2. There's a very good reason, Gary, why you don't play offlane Bristleback anymore.
It feels rough.
Yeah, but Unknown, they were cornered, right, into a position where they had to pick like this Puck because they felt like there's no other heroes that could provide the disables that they need in this game for them to be able to play.
And in real drastic comparison, this Enigma I feel like we very often talk about he is the primary carry in a lot of the games where he's picked, thinking about how much farm he takes up, how much impact he has throughout the game. Right now, Sven is top of the net worth, but I could see Arzen just skyrocket in this match as soon as he gets his BKB, because he's already got Blink ready.
Yeah. He's just waiting for someone important to show up in his lane. He's prepared to just Midnight Pulse Black Hole that hero if need be, or just show up on one of the side lanes or mid lane if Unknown decide to make a aggressive move themselves. But they haven't really been able to do that. They're constantly putting out the fires on the map that Infinity are putting up. They're just everywhere on Infinity right now.
Yeah, and Prada, he made that move into Radiant Triangle. He got a good ward down and took a camp, but dying in the top river near the rune spot means that this Enigma and Nyx can continue just to push out that top wave and cause problems for Team Unknown. And there's PP Spirit Vessel as well, so another way to contend with not only the Bristleback, but also the Spectre to a large extent.
Yeah.
You know, Chipped Vest, Blade Mail, she's tanky, but against the Spirit Vessel, not so much.
Very far away from that Manta to dispel off the Vessel. It's an extremely annoying item. The Puck has Arcane Rune.
And the
Hoping they're
Witchblade.
going to be able to make some kind of play with this. Yeah. Burna. Wow. Very aggressive God Strength into the mid tower with no creep support.
Yeah, and there's 4 heroes around him, but look at that
nice
damage he
speed.
outputs. Slams into them. Good Hoodwink Sharpshooter there with a break. Get that Nether Toxin, taking Burner down, but at the same time, they lost Pakaz. The Spectre died down bottom to that AA
Black Hole.
Invoker movement.
And the Enigma. They dropped the Black Hole with the
right.
Ice Blast coming across the map. But the Sven just running in middle. That was very awkward. I think he had the wrong read on Burna, thinking that they were maybe all bot lane with that Spectre looking to take the bottom tower. So he was ready to just attack middle. Got punished for it.
Pamplona going for the Meteor Hammer. I feel like we don't see this item often enough now, with like Treant and everyone else buying Holy
Yeah.
Lockets, people buying Glimmer Capes.
I think
How do you like it
Pamplona
this game?
also previously in this tournament bought a Meteor Hammer as well. He just likes the build. I still prefer the Aghanim's that we saw from the Major. It's just so
Oh, yeah.
good with the item timings of your teammates when you get it. And you're just able to plop yourself in the middle of a team fight and just be this annoying little shitter, as Gary would say it.
Hey, it kind of fulfills the same role as like a Venomancer does, right? You create a bunker. You make yourself this unmovable object near Roshan or around a tower. Any kind of objective that you're looking to set up for. And a smoke coming out from Infinity. Looking to gather information with Pamplona leading the charge. Yeah, stun into the cold feet. Even expending Ice Blast there to pick off the Hoodwink. Is this a move into Roche, or are we looking at just taking control again of the jungle?
I don't think you're gonna go Roshan with the heroes on the Infinity side right now. You're just looking to farm more right now. It just gives so many opportunities for Unknown to push lanes out and also contest you, right? There's still a puck factor. There's still a haunt that can give a lot of vision in the Roshan pit. And things can get real messy for Infinity if they try to do it too early.
Yeah, and I guess they're not really in too much of a rush. Sven, with this amount of farm, is miles ahead of his counterpart.
Yeah.
Sandra Nash is going to be there soon, and then of course we're kind of waiting for the
Wish?
BKB Enigma. That's going to be the nail in the coffin.
Just running right in there.
Yeah, Sacred wants to keep chasing as well, but a good carapace. Robo Z with a DD rune will snipe out the Nyx Assassin, wanting a bit more as Sexy Yogi with this Ghost Scepter already. Hides himself away from the right-click damage, misses his Ice Blast, and Sacred's there inside the Roche pit. Bubble him down, but
Roshan stole
Roshan
it.
gets the kill.
Okay, nice play on his end there to go into the Roshan pit, get himself at least denied. They're looking for more. Burna. Oh, if he gets gooed up, this is a problem. There's a Viper Strike coming up soon. What could
Yeah,
he
he's
save
going to
it?
get slowed down to a crawl. Team Unknown, they're afraid though.
Yeah, I mean,
Infinity
Angel
are all
had Haunt
respawning.
too.
Look at PP go. Alacrity Icewall runs towards Sacred. Robo Z doesn't have coil, so I guess they're also factoring that in, and the fact that also Angel is about half HP. Sentry down there, spots Pamplona, but a good carapace. Ice Blast, launch in towards Prada's Viper. PP on that killing spree, and now we can transition this kill into a tier 1 push mid. The spam pings. Let's go, boys. Arzen considered the black hole there. He thought about
realized-
it. I saw that spell
Yeah.
highlighted.
He realized it was a fake and just backed off. But that was an interesting move though from Unknown. They ran into the jungle knowing that 2 supports of Infinity are dead, but they did not commit the haunt to try and kill that Sven there, Gary. That might have been a missed opportunity on their end. I feel like it would have been something that could help them get back into this game. But the puck was a little far away.
Yeah, it was quite tentative on their part for sure. Widge with another sharpshooter. Breaks Pamplona, but he had stick charges up his sleeve to get back into fighting shape. And Pakas. Oh, Pakas spotted by Pamplona. Great stun into the Ice Blast. Meteor Hammer's cancelled though. Doesn't want to commit further. A little too deep for his liking. Now the Haunt coming out. The coil onto Pamplona. They find the Nyx in the back as the Viper Strike towards the front. Goes on the Ancient Apparition. Prada and Sacred will to snipe out the supports. You're right, Theban. Pamplona looks pretty dead over on the right-hand side as well as RoboZ clears him up.
Yeah, this is the best thing Unknown can do. Just constantly kick these heroes out of your jungle. Keep killing the supports. Buy time for your Spectre to get to his items. Angel got that ulti orb now. You know what? Angel's been farming pretty quickly with no pressure put on him either. Especially because of the way that Unknown have been constantly running into the enemy jungle and doing something.
And also the fact he got a chip vest on top of the blade mail as well, right?
Yeah.
Such a great neutral item to have on that Spectre.
It's the best. You just get crazy amount of HP regen from that.
It is another window, though, where Unknown don't have Haunt. 20 seconds for Coil. So we could see Infinity break out across the map again and look for some of these key objectives, like the tier 1 bottom lane is very low. Roshan could still be an opportunity for them to head into the pit as well.
The tier 2 items are out now too, Gary. Spectre just finished an Aegis stack and picked up 3 of them all at once. That's so nice. You know what? I feel Infinity had a significant advantage in the early game, but okay, Sacred.
Yeah, just black hole him.
Black hole him. No hesitation.
Yeah. Take out the Bristleback, kill off the tier 1 tower, and now you've got control of the triangle, so you kick the Spectre into that top jungle. Nice to see Pakas already made that move up there, so he is safe.
I don't know. They got a Manta now, Gary. What's stopping Unknown from just reviving and going straight into the Roshan pit and killing it? With God Strength on cooldown and Black Hole on cooldown?
Yeah, because they'll have everything, right? They'll have Haunt, they've got Coil.
Yeah. I mean, Manta, Spectre is actually an amazing Roshan killer. Very underrated thanks to that Desolate with the Manta split. So... And there was a DD top as well. Did somebody take that? Oh, Puck got it. Okay, so they got a little bit more damage here too. I want to see them just smoke up, go get a kill, and do Roshan.
It looks like that's the plan. Smoke coming off cooldown in Widge's inventory. Spectre TPing mid.
In. Yeah.
Let's go, boys. Sacred's going to show on that mid lane. He's a target that Infinity can't really go on now without that black hole anymore. And they will hold out on this mid lane, but RoboZ makes the jump immediately. Straight onto PP's Invoker. Return Ice Blast. Gets dodged out by the phase shift. And Pamplona looking to try and maybe save Sexy Yogi here. The Ghost Scepter TP though. Oh, back into Fountain. Barely successful, but he gets away with it.
Time to go rush, boys. Are they thinking about it?
Oh, they want the tower first. They were looking for the Nyx Assassin with a quick little dust out there.
Yeah, they're looking for some catches right now. But they don't have any disables to get. Yeah. Very sad. Sven does now have a BKB and his God Strength is back up again, so Infinity, they might actually look to take some team fights once the Invoker is alive.
Still such a long cooldown on Black Hole though. I always forget how long it takes. 180 seconds. So we still have just over a minute until Arzan is really ready to fight. But that should coincide quite nicely with his Blink Dagger.
Exactly.
BKB timing.
Yeah, the BKB almost up.
Oh, burner. Pamplona with a Sunstrike helping out. Widge gets popped.
You know, everybody hates that furry little guy. They just drop everything for him.
PP sneaky. Grabs the bounty rune under the nose of Prada. Spirit Vessel, Cold Snap, Ice Blast. Great synchronization of spells there. And Prada caught out by Pamplona's final stun. And it really has been this back and forth of teams knowing when they're strong, when they need to fight, going into these aggressive movements and heading into the enemy jungle. Do you feel like Infinity are just that much stronger right now? Are Unknown going to be able to outscale them later?
Well, as long as they have their spells up, they're much stronger. But once God Strength is down and Black Hole's on cooldown, I think Unknown are stronger. So Unknown are just looking for the opportunity where they can bait out some of these spells, buy back, and take team fights. And if Spectre can live through all of that and get a few kills, they can come back into this game. Wow, that
wraparound from Pamplona was so nice.
That was
they were
amazing.
kind of just chipping, like sort of poking at him, right? With the Midnight Pulse, the Malefice, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And then Pamplona comes from that far northern side, all the way from the eastern triangle.
Bristleback has that Timbersaw factor, right? Where you just feel like you're so tanky and you can bait things, but then once they start chipping away at you, eventually you can just get bursted once you hit like that threshold. He's got a hood, plate mail, going for the Lotus Orb, but still not quite there yet. That Vessel has been so annoying for him.
Yeah, it's been his undoing, really. So it's nice when Unknown are able to get little catches like this. Alleviate a bit of the pressure. Don't allow Infinity to place so far forward in the jungle. And RoboZ is even considering here the orb and coil in towards Sexy Yogi. Goes for it, in fact. Widge with a sharpshooter, but misses the bushwhack. Sexy Yogi turns to try and fight them on his own. Haunting in. Pakaz wants to join. They really want this AA dead. Sexy Yogi falls. Is this Roshan time for them, Theban? What's the plan here with a haunt used?
Well, it was actually him getting out of bottom lane. He was getting initiated by the Sven and the Invoker, and the Enigma was also TPing in ready to Black Hole. So he popped the Haunt and went to the top side, killed the Apparition, and now has put himself in a position to actually take Roshan. A buys back in, doesn't have Ice Blast up yet. Oh, they're getting out. They know, they know Infinity is running across the map. They don't want to get Black Holed.
And Roshan now is what? Third of his HP remaining? 3,000 HP on Roche. God Strength used by Burner.
This was
and no way into the pit.
Playing a hand, right? Seeing what they can do with this. If Infinity are a little too slow to react, if they don't buy back, they can take this Aegis, and it would be such a huge swing in favor of Unknown. But it doesn't work out. Infinity do the correct play. They start running straight to the Roshan pit after bottom lane, and now they get the Rosh.
A little soft bluff in the river. Try and figure out what's going on. Infinity call it. And they get the Aegis in the hands of their Sven as Pamplona catches the Viper. And again, this synchronization between the players. Every spell lands beautifully. I do need to contend with some of these lanes, though. Like, Puck is cutting wave bottom. And already, Enigma TP's down there, but RoboZ realizes what's coming. Observers and sentries everywhere. I think they caught a glimpse of PP's movement down. It does leave them a little bit exposed in the mid lane. 2 heroes bot, 3 heroes mid. If Unknown all respawn up and decide to come and reclaim some of that territory on that triangle themselves, could have an opening. But my god, that Sven is huge. He just picked up a Satanic.
Yep. It's such a core item now, though, for a lot of these strength heroes. Just how much damage that it provides, plus the Dispel. So nice. Oh, Spectre. Yep. TP cancelled. Wanted to go bottom side as he began to feel Infinity are converging towards the top area. They just want to use his Aegis to take a tier 2 tower, take the outpost, and then try to smoke across the map. And Unknown, they're just looking to delay that as much as they can.
It's like a hive, right? This Nyx Assassin pokes the hive. The queen bee disturbed, and there are swarms of angry Unknown bees coming to try and save her. I was watching the map there as they all quickly, very speedily turned towards the spec.
It's very nice watching Unknown play, though. The way that they play around Angel and how they provide him free farm, essentially. I'm kind of getting worried for Infinity, Gary. I think they have a good lineup and they have their timings, but they're not getting enough with all of that.
Like, they have been executing, but
yeah,
they need to continue executing perfectly, right?
Right.
Ooh, maybe here on Pakas.
It's hard. It's
Spectre.
very
Oh, they
tanky.
do. The BKB Black Hole. They get the
Blast.
Ice Blast on him as well. Podcast down to half HP. Burst down. The Spectre looks like she's gone. And in the meantime, Burner got the God Strength going mid lane and took a chunk out of Sacred.
Okay, well, they just shut me up. I was saying they're not getting enough done, and they just get the Spectre kill. Perfect. That's what I was looking for, right? A kill like that. And also a tier 2 tower with this Aegis timing. They were able to get it. Weesh. Super dead.
Yeah, the reactions from Infinity. They spot something out. They sniff out a target hiding in the trees. They are all TPing down there. Huck gonna phase shift jaunt away from the Stormhammer. Burner and Sexy Yogi unable to connect.
Infinity, you know, they just made a basket, right? But now the ball is in Unknown's hands. Enigma Black Hole is on cooldown, and it's time for Unknown to go and make a play. Even though the Aegis is still up, it does not matter. The Sven is not the target that you're looking for on the side of Unknown. You need to actually kill everybody else before you can focus the Sven down, because he's just way too tanky with the BKB, Satanic, plus he's got the spider legs as well.
Oh yeah, so he can swap out his treads if he wants that slot.
So fast. Just able to run up and down hills, no problem. But yeah, here's Spectre alive. You can see Unknown the way they're positioning on the map. Straight into the jungle they go.
Man, there's a coil
He's not the Enigma. He's not the Enigma.
Yogi as well as a Sven. I mean, yeah, going on the Enigma mid lane. Arzen there and Pamplona battling with the Spectre, while Sven, Burner and PP push back Sacred. Robo Z there, and the Hoodwink misses out with the Sharpshooter. So the turn with the Meteor on that staircase. PP's BKB's up, and they focus in the Sacred. A life steal from Burner, keeping him up and running. Sacred's Bristle, very nearly dead, and the Sunstrike gonna pop him. Now we're stuck here with PP, no BKB, and Pakaz rejoins the fight. They've got the Viper and the Puck battling with the Sven. Now where's the backup? Sven's respawning. Arzen has no Black Hole. You've got a Midnight Pulse and a Malefice. You just have to leave the Sven here to die potentially. He BKBs, he turns with the God Strength, he wants to fight. The Midnight Pulse is there, but there's a Glimmer. The save on the Spec. Arzen zapped down by the Dagon of Robo Z, and that's Infinity destroyed.
Well, Berna is the only one who lives through that. He also lost the Aegis, but you can see the potential of Unknown's team fight, right? Whenever the Black Hole's down, that big, long cooldown spell, Unknown are just gonna look to run at you, try to split you apart. Angel, he jumped the Enigma mid, forcing the Nyx assassin to go and help that Enigma. Then the Nyx dies, and on the other side, it's like 3 versus 4. The fight's so messy for Infinity, and we're gonna keep seeing that. And Infinity, they have to keep making these Black Holes count, like the last one that they did. Because if they don't, it only takes one bad Black Hole for Unknown to just take this game over.
Yeah. So does it have to be Spectre in the Black Hole, or could you get away with like a Puck +1?
It really depends. I think you need to get at least 2 heroes if it's not the Spectre minimum. Like there's no way you can just Black Hole the Puck, because if the Puck buys back and they just take the fight, you will probably just end up losing that engagement very hard. And you can see this Sven, he's not a really good hero at dealing with Spectre.
Yeah, he tried, but couldn't stand up against her. Goes on the Bristleback now though, and that's a much easier kill to take with Pamplona setting up yet again. It's a great success.
That's the weak link in the draft. The Bristleback position 3. I feel like he has not been able to accomplish anything in this game. 1-9. He's bought some good team items, but it's just so rough for him. I mean, they even picked a Viper and a Hoodwink to cover this Bristle pick, and it just ain't working out.
Yeah, he doesn't really offer you any like team fight or anything. It's just a damage sink. Someone to run in, break vision, soak up some of these spells. And I guess in that, he's done a good job, right? The first 2 Black Holes were on him. They're spending a lot to try and contend with the Bristle. But when that Bristle's dead, Spectre and Puck not really wanting to fight, the map gets quite small or Unknown, but they are moving top into Burner. Look at that Satanic lifesteal though. Haunt jaunt away by Spec. Pakaz runs away. Yeah, that's God Strength BKB expended, while Angel Glimmer capes in towards Sexy Yogi, finds the freebie on the AA. Arzen jumped by the Puck. Look at him go. Robo Z got stunned up though. And the Meteor Hammer coming crashing down. This silence of Robo Z with a Meteor landing, but not quite connecting on the Puck. Eon to Pamplona, but his spider legs aren't long enough to allow him to get down to the low ground. So he's stuck up here with the rest of Unknown. They're going more. Oh, Sven. Okay. Robo Z just gets 2 hit.
And they're gonna, and both sides are just gonna have to stop right there because the God Strength is out now. Enigma's too low to cast Black Hole, but you saw the Spectre Haunt coming out, just pressuring up the Enigma. But it was an initial goal onto the Sven. He had to use his BKB and God Strength just to regen himself up. And you can see how Unknown have like this in and out way that they can play, and it's making it very awkward for Infinity to take the team fight.
It's making it awkward for me to cast as well. I don't know what to focus on. There's like
you don't know where to
4
see
fights
yet?
happening at the same time.
You know what I'm doing? I'm just
glad
clicking the Spectre at the top of my screen, right? So it just keeps going to exactly where he's looking at. Like, I can't find him on the minimap if I try to look myself.
I'm watching the observer feed and my feed, looking at Spectre, where the puck is. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to focus on one thing. I'll just let the observer do the job, and I'll follow what they're watching. Well, there really is a lot of jumping in and out. You know, Puck, Spectre, Hoodwink scurrying around. Unknown doing a great job of choosing their targets, picking where they want to team fight. And this Spectre starting to become massive. 19k net worth, has that Skadi on top of the Basher. And with Butterfly coming up next, do you think Sven will or wants to buy a MKB?
It's hard.
He's got Silver Edge queued up.
I feel like Silver Edge is good. A Bloodthorn might even be better though. If maybe there was a Halberd on somebody else on Unknown, then you would consider the MKB. But I think Bloodthorn might just be the play. He has a Spider Legs, right? So he has another slot anyway.
He doesn't. He gave them to the Knicks.
I mean, he can take it from the Knicks. It's his. The Knicks is just
true.
borrowing it, Gary. Okay, he's just. The
Knicks is role playing.
He's just borrowing the Spider Legs for now. Everything in this game belongs to the Sven. Okay, on the Radiant team. That's how it works. Everything belongs to the carry.
Look at this read from Unknown.
Yeah.
Radiant are scanning deep by the tier 3 mid lane.
Holy
There's no
crap.
one in dire triangle.
Did they get
Roshan
away
has
with this?
literally just respawned.
My god, no way. They need to pop the Manta. It's so slow without the Manta. Oh, he's not going to do it because he's afraid that he might get jumped if he pops it. This is such a patient play from
They see the
Angel.
dagger. They see them. They know they're in the pit, but it's too late.
They got everything.
Aegis Cheese claimed by Pakaz. Stormhammer's there onto Sacred. Black Hole comes. Arthur's there on the Spectre. But she's got Aegis. She's got Cheese. It's fine if she loses 1 life. That's Black Hole down. Nyx Assassin's in the pit. They're dealing with Robo Z inside there with a great Meteor Hammer, but Phase Shift dodges it all. Burner battling with Pakaz. Spectre trying to fight with a Haunt now. But the fact there's no Black Hole anymore means she can just put the cheese into her inventory, pop it at the last second. They're broken. Burner's Sven. He's got nothing left to give. The big carry of Infinity is down.
Oh my goodness. Unknown have just blown this game wide open now with that play. Enigma's Black Hole is still on cooldown. He's got another 1700 gold before he gets a refresher as well. I think Unknown can just run it down mid lane right now with all of that. They did have to use the Aegis and the cheese, but that doesn't matter. You know, that Aegis was pretty much Infinity's. But they did not play on the right side of the map. And this is where I feel the difference between Unknown and Infinity is Unknown's macro movements just seem a lot better at this, like right now, like throughout the whole game, to be fair.
So smooth. And when you have Aegis on Unknown, like the whole goal of it was a capture of the Widge bottom. Should take him out with a Meteor Hammer, nicely done by Pamplona. But the whole goal of having a Sacred Force Spectre on Unknown is literally just to tank a Black Hole, right? So job done in that regard. This Refresher Orb on Arzen, it can't come fast enough.
They need
He's
it.
got that
They
Philosopher's
need it so
Stone.
bad. To be fair, they could have saved the Aegis if Angel actually had the cheese in his inventory, because he was alive for a while. But you know, in the heat of the moment, you can't really think about all those things. It's too small of a factor. You just gotta pick all the items up. You know, you gotta hurry it up because the fight's breaking loose. Just get in there, be ready to help your team out. Regardless, Unknown definitely coming out ahead there.
Yeah, for sure. Is Pakaz swapping Elven Tunic and Titan Sliver in the middle of a fight? So I was wondering why he's holding both of them. Like, is it for Titan Sliver, like, at the start of the fight for that status resist? And then when he's fighting Sven, maybe he puts the Elven Tunic in? I'm not sure.
Yeah, the evasion is really good against the Sven, too.
We'll see what he gets up to in next fight. Keep him clicked. Keep our eyes open for that. But
Got
now
a lot of gold right now.
Oh, sure does. What, 5,500? And now it feels kind of awkward for Infinity. Like, you were talking about the macro movements, what you want to do on the map. It's comfortable. It's natural for Unknown just to farm, push out waves a little bit. But Infinity, they want to fight, right? They want to go and break the base.
This is super awkward right now. They needed that Aegis for themselves, so some key heroes could live through the haunt and have the cheese available to. By the way, who did they give the shard to?
Not sure.
They had a shard. Ah, they gave it
Must
to
be
the
the
puck.
puck.
Yeah, I mean that can deward. They also have a gem now, so a lot of Infinity's vision is gonna be deleted after this. And Infinity, they can't help but just keep split pushing against Unknown. They don't feel comfortable to run into them. Just buy more time for the next Roshan to spawn, because again, they desperately need an Aegis on their team as well, and also take it away from the Spectre.
Well, Unknown set up for that tier 2.
PP bottom with the Alacrity.
Trying to go high ground.
It's a lot of damage
Double
onto that tier
catapult
3.
wave.
Yeah, you're gonna have to
It
keep
is
it
a
back.
lot. So they can't finish the top tower. They do force the majority of Infinity back. And Haunt is ready. So if they catch a glimpse of someone, they probably want
They
to
see
make that
Pamplona
jump.
with the Vendetta under the sentry. Yep, they notice that there's a lot of heroes top side now, and Unknown are probably just gonna look to push bottom lane out. Both teams just waiting for the right opportunity here, Gary. They're so patient.
Oh, look at that vision from Dire, though. Observer wards over in that triangle. One of them gets dewarded now, but there's also a very deep one behind tier 2 top lane. So if they're able to push that bot lane, it's, again, kind of a natural flow to smoke across the map in towards your own vision. So you can see what's coming. Infinity all gathered up around top as well, and they do have that refresher orb on Enigma now. How close is Invoker to Cataclysm? He's got 2,500 saved up. So
He's
PP
got
that
Hex.
Aghanim Scepter it's not too far.
I'm not sure if we mentioned that, but that's a pretty good buy in this game. Just to be able to catch maybe the Hoodwink or something who might be split pushing on the side lanes and play out that. Oh, Timeless Relic? Is Invoker gonna get that? Or you give it to
Hell
the
yeah.
Enigma? Enigma Timeless Relic is pretty nasty. That Midnight Pulse and the pure damage from the Black Hole getting amplified.
They've got some sick items there, right? Flicker as well as the
Black Hole.
Penta-Edge Sword as the Black Hole comes straight out. They've caught the Spectre here. Leashing back, though. The puck
Nice
wants to
blast
turn
too.
onto PP. They've got Spectre still alive. The Blade Mail turnaround, but still dies. Puck's gone as the Sharpshooter lands in onto PP's Invoker, but somehow escapes. No real follow-through there as Widge obliterated by the Sven. Another catch onto Prada potentially, and he stuns to take him down. Yes, there is. The TP is cancelled, and Burner Sven showing how strong he can be.
Yeah, there was no hesitation there from ours, and he just BKBs, goes in, black holes, he's got the Aeon disc, he can't get bursted by anyone on Unknown anyway. Robo Z, he drops the Dream Coil, but the Ag's Dream Coil does not work to cancel the black hole. It can only hold them in place. So a lot of people don't, or have a misconception with how that works. It's not a black hole canceller whatsoever. So very unfortunate there, but they have an opportunity when the Spectre's up. 50 seconds. Infinity are gonna try and do something. Sacred, he's gotta be careful, man. There's so much damage coming from the Sven, plus the Ice Blast and the Midnight Pulse.
Yeah,
Oh,
do you
they
want
killed
to
the
buy
creep.
back on Spectre?
The Boots of Travels of Pamplona is gone. Gary,
Hey,
they
stuck
only
back
have
in
3
base.
heroes. But it doesn't matter, right? Look at PP
PP's
bottom
pushing
too with the
bottom.
Alacrity.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, look at him go. So that's what I was wondering. Do you want to buy back on Spec here? There's 20 seconds until she respawns. You've lost your bot ranks, your mid ranks. You can't buy back on Spec, so you just have to give this up. A tornado landing in onto them as Burner getting focused a little bit, but a black hole comes out of Arzanti straight onto the Viper. Not the biggest of targets to claim. Bristleback's still there, trying to zone them away from the base, but you're losing
They're gonna
buildings
hunt.
at a drastic rate. The Haunt. Spec's in. Burner on the run.
He
He's
bought a
got bot
dust.
strength, but he's dead.
So good.
Sven just gets shredded by the Spec, and it looks like Puckar's still chasing onto Arzant as well. Has the Eon Disc gonna blink away back towards the Roche pit.
Oh, this is so bad. If the Roshan spawns before the Sven's alive, Unknown, they're not gonna care that they lost the racks. It's still gonna allow them to be in a better position than Infinity. And you saw there, Angel, as soon as he's alive, he bought himself a Dusk. He saw the Sven running away with the Silver Edge, pops a Haunt, sees the one that there's nobody, no, where the illusion is just following randomly, and then goes to it, Dusk, finds the Sven, kills them off real quick.
So nice.
They got a pretty nice window.
What's the Roshan
Roshan's
like?
up 2 minutes. That's pretty long.
Okay.
So they're just looking for some objectives maybe here. High ground, PP, split pushing bottom. Has that BKB TP if he needs to.
And they're TPing back to try and meet him. Mid lane's getting cut by Pamplona. And the glyph on the tier 3 doesn't look like Unknown will be able to take a set of barracks or anything. They're even struggling just to kill that first tower. And they're going to have to retreat from this.
Invoker.
Pamplona might still get caught. Oh, it's close. No coil from RoboZ though.
Yeah, PP was ready. Just TP back. Tornado EMP had a lot of spells available. Is now level 25. Has the big deafening blast that hits everything. That's going to be pretty annoying, especially after Spectre it pops the Manta. Just disarm the illusions and the real Spectre.
And none of these dire heroes buy BKB, right?
Yeah.
So Invoker
very
doesn't really
problematic.
lose any of his effectiveness as this gets later and later. He's heading Refresher Orb himself. We are heading into these end times of double Black Hole, double Cataclysm. And I feel like Infinity, even though, like you've been explaining, there are struggles for them, it can be difficult. They kind of have that trump card of, if we land our combo, you all die.
Oh, Sacred.
And Bristleback is being found by
Break.
Burner. The Black Hole comes
And
in.
Spec.
They've got the Cataclysm. Spectre's caught inside of it. Pamplona's there with the stuns as well by the Refresher Orb from Arzen. He's got another Black Hole ready. He throws it out. The puck is still inside. Robos, he's caught up in it. The Spectre buys back and haunts. But what can he do? Hackhouse chasing them down onto the Sven with the Abyssal Blade now. Oh, Burner. Invis running
So
away.
low
But the Dust
Sven.
comes from Wedge. They see the Sven. The turnaround from Hackhouse with a double kill.
Absolutely huge. They also spent both of the
Roshan.
Black Holes. 130 seconds. 15 more seconds left on this Roshan. Come on, support. Get in there.
Just
Got
stay
an
in the
AFK
pit.
in the pit. Yep. And if there's an
Scout Roshan.
Ags on this Roshan too, Gary, that's going to be huge.
Go back in.
That's what they
Brother,
need. They
stay
need
in
an
there.
Aghanims.
What's the axe for? Sorry?
A Spectre, right? Spectre
Okay.
Ags.
I got
Real
so caught up in Viper scouting out Roshan.
Oh, it's up. It's up. They know. They take the tier 2 tower, just go straight into the pit. That's the most important thing. You got to get the Aegis on your Spectre. Plus, he's going to get that free 6,000 gold, essentially, with the blessings.
Whew.
Oh, this game is getting even more interesting, Gary.
We can't buy back on Sven at this point, can you? Like you said, you don't have the black holes, you don't have God Strength, there's no point. You just have to let Unknown take it. My God. Well, that trump card of the Black Hole Cataclysms outdone by the buyback out of Pakaz on this Spectre. The Flicker now being used as well.
And the scariest part is the puck can now just continuously split push with his Boots of Travels. And as soon as he catches one hero, the Spectre can just Shadow Step there. So you're always going to have that +1 anywhere on the map.
Such a nice ability. Kind of similar in terms of like the TA, right? That astral projection.
There it is.
You've got another
Shadow
way to
Step
jump
on him.
across the map. Shadow Step onto Pamplona.
Dagger
and
too.
this Nyx is the one holding the gem. So with Widge landing that bushwhack, they're going to be able to reclaim this gem out of the hands of the Radiant.
Yeah, and that would not have been possible if it wasn't for that Aghanims that Roshan just dropped. Right? And slowly but surely, they're going to start building up the momentum. 4K goal lead only on Infinity now. What was that?
Was that down
I think
from, like,
it was
12?
12K? Yeah, it was exactly. It was like at 12K earlier.
It looks like 15 on the graph. It was touching 15 right at the top.
Oh, right, because the
For-
Spectre bought out. So there was like a
Yeah.
big chunk of gold that just went down the drain. But she's all right with that.
34,000 net worth on her. 7K ahead of the Sven now. Right up at the top. Bristleback, another support. 14,000 for him. Doesn't feel too bad about the way the game is going, though. And we're going to see a nullifier soon for Pakaz. Sends the blade mail back home and sell that out as we
top.
jump up towards top.
Any
Burner.
bash? Didn't have vision. He was silver edged when he TP'd out. That could have been really bad, Gary. If the Sven got stunned there somehow.
Oh, yeah. And he is going MKB. Do you still stand by the Bloodthorn would have been a bit better here for the Sven? Or do you think the Silver Edge into MKB is an alright choice?
Yeah, I think it's fine. Probably can't really go Bloodthorn and Silver Edge. Too many
Daedalus.
buttons to click
Yeah.
for a Sven. And Daedalus too, yeah, exactly.
Well, a good spot still for Pakaz to push out top. Just under 3 minutes on the Aegis, while the rest of his team trying to pressure the tier 2 down south. That line drawn across the map by them as well. Oh, where's Spec going?
Nullifier
where's
onto
Pakaz
apparition.
going?
Shadow step bottom.
Going into the tier 3s. Alright, that's turned around on by the Ice Wall Meteor. Coil
He's dead.
though, and the finishing touch from RoboZ means AA is dead. Has buyback. Might need to use it. Because the Dire team's coming for your throne.
This shadow
Now an
step, man.
Aghanims. Aghanims on Enigma now, man.
Oh, that's a lot of damage. Yo, someone... Yeah, okay, he does have the Timeless Relic, right? Okay, he does. Good. Timeless Relic, Aghanims, Enigma. Whew.
But there's so much pressure. Like, as a player, what
Yeah,
does
it
this
is.
do to your head? Like, if you're confident, I guess it's fine. But if you've had a shaky game, looking at this and thinking, I need to land the biggest black hole of my life to try and win game 1 here, to try and move to the grand final.
Nah, you don't think like that. You just think who you need to black hole and you just do it. You know,
Okey-dokey.
if you do exactly what you said, then yeah, that sounds like a lot of shit going on. But
That's what
if
I'm
you're
worried
like,
about, you know?
Oh, I have black hole. I black hole Spectre. GG. Then you're fine.
Keep it simple.
That's what you gotta do. Yeah.
Viper?
Just wait for Aegis to run out first. Oh yeah, what is he doing?
Prada?
Jeez.
Prada just pushing a wave in the mid lane. Oh, not
That was a
entirely sure.
little bit ambitious on his end. I think Sacred showed on the top wave, so they were not afraid that there was literally 4 heroes behind this Viper. Oh, Spectre!
Straight
Jumps
back
in
in
Enigma.
again. Arzent with a black hole, the first one. Cataclysm comes, but Arzent's dead. No buyback on the
There's no
Enigma.
black hole.
Only one
Yeah,
black
no
hole
buyback.
there. Spectre.
Oh, Burner.
Does die the first time, but Burner's very nearly dead. Satanic BKB both gone, and he is done for. Buyback immediate, but with no God Strength and nothing really left to give, I wonder what the goal is. You're now stuck in a 4v5 with Team Unknown ready to ride down this mid lane towards victory.
Yep. It looks like they're gonna get at least one set of racks here. Enigma dead for 60. They will be a little bit cautious though, thinking Enigma might have a buyback, so they'll play split. They're not gonna be efficiently pushing this building. Apparition buys back too, and Spectre does not have the Aegis and no buyback either. But the God Strength cooldown, I think that's the big factor for Unknown.
Yeah.
Where they feel quite confident to just keep going.
I mean, they're going to keep poking at this, wondering if Enigma spent all his money. Does he have buyback? Does he not?
And this
Middle lane
Nullifier,
Barrett's
Gary,
gone.
such a good purchase against the Aeon Disc of Infinity.
Oh, for sure.
Nyx, Enigma, both of them, and the Shadow Step just been destroying them.
It's been a great performance from Pakaz, as we've been seeing through the entire qualifier, as they go with that coil onto Invoker, and PP, even through his BKB, obliterated and has to buy back to defend his base. Enigma's alive in 15 seconds with Refresher Orb and with that Blink BKB Black Hole. But I do wonder if Unknown, hey, they're not even going to stick around. They
Time to
know
get
the
out.
danger is coming. They know around that corner is sure demise, so they retreat from the base. They reset
Respect.
and calm things down.
Precisely what's going on. Is Angel gonna buy out here? It does not look like he is. He does have buyback in 50 seconds. And Unknown, they've evened this game up, or even more so than that.
Infinity. They come charging out with their base.
There's a Shadow
Kind of
Step.
looking for Prada and Sacred, but they jump away from the next assassin, gets out of the grasps of Unknown for now. Burner might not be so lucky though. Poison attacks. Oh,
What?
that
He's just
sharpshooter.
dead.
He's gone.
Holy
He's
smokes.
done so. 2 minutes with no Sven. Your main carry's gone. What's next for Infinity? You've got to wait for this black hole. It has to be a big one coming out of Enigma. Pamplona does have buyback as well, and he's immediately forced to use it, while Sexy Yogi, I don't know, does he have one? No! 100 seconds, and again, Unknown in a 5v3. The coil on Nyx Assassin now, RoboZ. Has Sacred to back him up. The Black Hole is there on Bristle and Puck.
Where's the Kata?
Arzen gets a decent first one, but the Hex, it caught that Invoker on the back, so there's no Cataclysm, and Arzen's chased down, nullified up. Good disarm with the Radial Deafening Blast, and the Meteor's landing forward. Spectre's pushed back, and the Cataclysm comes, but it's going to miss out on doing any real damage. Unknown have the Puck buyback, Unknown have the numbers advantage, and Unknown are inside this Infinity base looking for the victory.
That's Sven. That's Sven. That was so bad for them. PP not trying to split push bottom. He just got kited so hard he couldn't pop his BKB, his Titanic, or anything. Invoker.
And here comes his Spectre again. Shadow stepping around, nearly catching PP bottom, still jumping forward, and a dive back on Invoker surely signals the end of the game as Pakaz haunts back in towards mid lane. Focus the tier 4s. Pamplona will try as he will to defend this base, but with no black holes, and like you've been saying, with no Sven, this looks like it'll come to an end. Oh, Unknown, man, this mid to late game performance from them. Yeah, the GG's come out, but what a sick performance.
That really was. I think the whole game just came down to these Roshans and the macro movements. Unknown just did such an amazing job of playing out the map and just buying their time for the right opportunity for them. The second Roshan steal, so good. The third play, where they got the kill onto, or they made the Enigma drop the double black holes, and then they buy back with the Spectre, win the fight, and then take the Roshan, get the Ags. Oh, such a beautiful Dota. I feel like Infinity just weren't able to get enough done from the early game advantage that they had, and Enigma maybe playing a little too much on the black hole, where I feel like a Pipe plus a Greaves in this game would have actually dominated. Like, Unknown were lacking some serious damage in this early mid game.
Oh, they sure were, but game one going the way of Unknown, even after, like you said, the efforts of Infinity early on. We'll take a quick break and return with Zayori to talk a little bit more about our first game.